You're not overthinking. You're creating realities that don't even exist. And the worst part? Your body reacts like they're real. Your heart starts racing. Your chest feels tight. Your mood shifts. All because of something that never actually happened. Let me ask you something. How many times have you replayed a conversation in your head and suddenly turned it into something way worse than it was? How many times have you assumed someone is mad at you just because their tone felt off, or imagined a future where everything goes wrong before anything even starts? Yeah, this isn't just overthinking. This is your mind creating fake realities and trapping you inside them. You wake up and your brain is already running, not on facts, on possibilities. What if I said something wrong yesterday? Why did they reply like that? Did I come off weird? You start replaying moments, zooming in on tiny details, their face, their tone, their words, and slowly you begin to twist the story. Maybe they don't like you anymore. Maybe you embarrassed yourself. Maybe they're judging you right now. And then it gets worse. You start imagining conversations that haven't even happened. You rehearse what you'll say. You predict how they'll respond. You defend yourself in arguments that don't exist, over and over, like your brain is preparing for a war that might never come. Sound familiar? You check your phone, no reply. Now your mind fills the silence. They're ignoring me. They lost interest. I did something wrong. But what if they're just busy? What if nothing is wrong at all? You don't even consider that because your brain doesn't choose the calm explanation. It chooses the painful one every time. Here's what's actually happening. Your brain thinks it's protecting you. That's it. It's trying to keep you safe from rejection, embarrassment, failure. So it scans for threats constantly. And when it doesn't find any, it creates them. Because uncertainty feels dangerous. Not knowing how someone feels. Not knowing what's going to happen. Your brain hates that, so it fills in the blanks with worst case scenarios. Because in its logic, if I expect the worst, I won't be surprised. But here's the problem. You don't just expect it, you feel it, as if it's already happening. That's why your anxiety feels so real, because your brain doesn't fully separate imagination from reality. If you think about something long enough, your body starts reacting like it's true. That's why your mood changes, without anything actually happening. That's why you feel drained. After doing nothing, you weren't resting. You were fighting invisible battles. And underneath all of this is fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of being misunderstood, fear of losing control. You want to predict everything, control every outcome, avoid every possible pain, so your brain runs simulations. What if this goes wrong? What if they think this? What if I mess up? But you never run the opposite. What if it goes right? What if nothing is wrong? What if I'm overreacting? You don't question the negative story. You accept it automatically. And that's where things start to break. Here's the dark truth. Your mind is lying to you. Not sometimes. Often. You are reacting emotionally to scenarios that don't exist. You are stressing over conversations that never happened. You are damaging your confidence based on assumptions. Let that sink in. Think about how many opportunities you held back from because of something you imagined. How many times you stayed quiet because you assumed people would judge you. How many times you pulled away from someone because you believed a story your mind created. None of it was confirmed, none of it was real, but it felt real enough to control your actions. And that's the dangerous part, because slowly, this habit starts shaping your life. You become more hesitant, more anxious, more closed off, not because of reality, but because of the version of reality you created in your head. So how do you break this? Not by stopping your thoughts. That doesn't work. You can't shut your brain off, but you can change how you respond to it. Here's the shift. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Say that again in your head. Just because I think it doesn't make it real. Your thoughts are not facts, they're guesses, predictions, stories, and most of them are biased toward fear. So the next time your mind starts spiraling, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. Do I actually know this, or am I assuming it? That question alone can interrupt the pattern. Second thing, stop treating every thought like it deserves attention. Not every thought is important. Some are just noise, background chatter. If you reacted to every random thought in your head, you'd go insane. So don't give them power. Notice them, but don't follow them. Let them pass, like cars on a road. And third, come back to reality. Not the version in your head, the actual reality. What do you know for sure? Right now. Not what you feel, not what you fear, what you know, most of the time. It's way calmer than the story you created. Look, your mind isn't your enemy, it's just overprotective. It's trying to help, but it's doing it in a way that's hurting you. And if you don't take control, it will keep running the same loop again and again and again. Pause. But the moment you become aware of it, everything changes, because now you can catch it in the act, you can question it, you can choose not to believe it, and that's where your power is. You don't need to control every thought, you just need to stop obeying all of them, because your life should be based on what's real, not what your mind makes up at 2 a.m., not what anxiety whispers when you're alone, not what fear projects onto every situation. Pause. So the next time your brain starts creating a story, don't jump into it. Step back, look at it, and ask yourself, is this real, or is this just my mind trying to protect me? Because once you see it for what it is, it loses its grip, and you get something back that you didn't even realize you lost. Peace. You're not overthinking, you're just believing thoughts that were never true to begin with. And the moment you stop believing them, you stop living inside fake realities and start living for real.